with all our might. Even if people go over to BJP, even if they create violence in Bengal, we shall resist as to survive secularism. We shall all stand together over the march of the communal, divisive, partisan, sectarian parties in this country of Gandhiji and Jawaharlal Nehru.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, Sri PV Mithun Reddy ji.
Madam, my profound thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk on the motion of thanks to the presidential address. Madam, I am very happy to hear the president's address because he covered various people-centric activities, and he also mentioned of economic growth, environment, employment, help to the farmers, and various development activities. It's a welcome move that the government is envisaging to do various development activities in the coming 5 years. This session assumes great significance, especially after the massive mandate the BJP or the NDA too has got. A massive mandate means a massive or huge responsibility. There are a lot of expectations from the public. The people are expecting a lot from this government, especially my state of Andhra Pradesh. Translation of the aspirations into reality will require a great deal of cooperation between the center and the state. We wish this government extends maximum support to states like Andhra Pradesh or whatever other states which are not ruled by the BJP. Madam, coming to the issues, agriculture. Agriculture is the backbone of our economy. More than 65–70% of the people in our country are dependent on agriculture and its various allied activities. The agrarian distress is huge in the country, be it to the various cyclones that have hit our country, or the series of drought which has affected the farmers, or the low MSP which the farmers are having to deal with these days. And also the climate change and inconsistent rains have affected the farming community a great deal. So we request the government to take steps and to keep up their word. The government had promised that they will double the farmers' income in the coming 5 years in the last NDA 1. Hopefully they do enough. Hopefully they take enough initiatives so that they double the farmers' income. And I would like to talk about my state. The agriculture sector in AP is in a huge distress. The plight of the farmers is described in detail by the NABARD All India Rural Financial Inclusion Survey 2016-17. Agriculture households in AP have an average income of 7,000 rupees per month, which is very, very low by any standards. The average monthly income for the country for farming community is 9,000 rupees, and this leaves with only a surplus of 350 rupees for family. Madam, kindly imagine what the farming community can do with this surplus of 350 rupees. They are in huge trouble. So government has to come in with more initiatives to understand the magnanimity. I will just give you what is happening. AP tops in the indebtedness of the farmers. The percentage of indebtedness of the farmers in AP is 77%, whereas the national average is only 47%. So if you just see the figures, in 2014, when our state was split, when our new state of Andhra Pradesh was formed, the state level banking committee pegged our farmers' loans at 87,612 crores. But in 4 years, it has increased to 1,30,436 crores. Madam, these poor farmers, they are in a downward spiral. They need a way out. The government should come out with good initiatives. What the government has promised is exactly not enough, and more initiatives need to be done, because with this sort of support, I don't think doubling of farmers' income is possible. I think Swaminathan Committee report has to be implemented, and also talking of the other national level issues, I would like to talk about this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Act. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 was framed with the purpose of addressing the NPA problem that is crippling the whole banking sector in the country. As per the data released by the Ministry of Finance, the gross NPA ratio of public sector banks is as high as 14.6%, which is really very high. If banks are catalysts for industrial and economical growth, if the banks are crippled by this NPAs, there is no way the economy is going to grow. There is no way our GDP rate is going to be maintained. Madam, I would like to cite an example, because there is a saying which says, a stitch in time saves nine. There are various sectors which need immediate attention. I would like to quote about one sector, especially it's like coal-based thermal power projects. The capacity of this, in 2008, the capacity of the coal-based thermal power projects was 76,048 megawatts. But in this 10 years, till 2018, it grew to 1,97,171 megawatts. If you take a capital outlay of 5 crore per megawatt, it is an additional burden of almost, with a debt to equity ratio of 75 to 25%, it is an additional burden of almost 4,50,000 crores on the banks. But if you see the actual ground reality, it's entirely different, ma'am. The monthly report released by Central Electric Authority specifies a plant load factor of 65%, which makes these plants to be viable. But in accordance to the draft National Electricity Plan released by CEA in December 2016, many thermal plants need to be operated at decreased PLFs, and many of them get nil or partial schedule to operate. This is due to the lack of proper planning. This is due to the lack of proper power purchase agreements. This is due to the lack of coal linkages and also various other regulatory issues. Madam, if this 4.5 lakh crores of rupees is going to become another NPA, and if it's going to burden the banks, I think we are going to get hit badly, and government is going to end up infusing this to a lot of capital to save these banks. We need to avert this situation. I just mentioned one sector. There are various other sectors where the government needs to focus immediately. The government needs to act before it's too late. Make in India initiative was started by this government in the previous NDA one. It was publicized huge, and it was given a lot of importance. But to see the ground reality, in the last 5 years, the manufacturing sector, if you see the index of industrial production, it grew only less than 5% apart from 1 year. If this is the case, like the government was talking of a sectoral shift because they wanted to create more jobs, it is not possible with below 5% growth in manufacturing. So government has to come up with more initiatives. And there is one more issue I would like to bring to the notice of the government. It is regarding to the 15th Finance Commission. The terms of reference of the 15th Finance Commission requires the Finance Commission to take into consideration the population data of 2011. The 14th Finance Commission was taking into consideration 1971 population, madam. In this 40 years from 1971 to 2011, the various states like Andhra Pradesh, they took a lot of initiatives to control the population. They implemented efficiently all the family planning schemes, and they cut down the growth of population. If the 2011 population census is taken into consideration, it is going to affect Andhra Pradesh drastically, just because they have controlled the population as it was publicized. We too, ours toward various schemes like these were publicized, and the population was reduced. So, considering the fact provided, we are of the view that using 2011 population data as a basis for determining the state share in divisive pool would be grossly unjust to Andhra Pradesh. And I'd also like to remind the government of the promises made to us in the previous NDA one before they came to power. The first point in the manifesto of the BJP government was, we will provide special category status to Andhra Pradesh. Madam, it was widely publicized, and the then NDA won lot of seats in Andhra Pradesh. They, along with Uludesam, came to power, but this promise has not been fulfilled. It is a burning issue for us now. I would like to explain what is the status of Andhra Pradesh right now. In 2014, when our new state was formed, the total debt of our state was 90,000 crores from independence. But if you see today, it is close to 2,68,000 crores. Madam, such an increase in debt, it's going to kill our progress in the next 3-4 months. The state is going to get bankrupt if it is going to progress like this. Every year we are paying 20,000 crores for just servicing the interest cost. This is not a good development, madam. If this is not addressed right now, if our state is not given enough help, next 3-4 years we will not be able to pay salaries also, and it's going to be a huge financial crisis for our state. So we request the government, it was promised on on this floor of the house that special category status will be given. Both the NDA and UPA together split our state, both of them promised. It is not some new demand which you are asking overnight. It has been there, it was promised, so it is a just demand. So we demand special category status for our state. So through yourself, I request the government to act on this, and there have been various other issues also mentioned in the AP Reorganization Act, which are not moving at a pace they have to move, like especially Polavaram project. We want the central government to put in more effort to fund it, because it's a national project. It was promised. We want the Polavaram project to be completed fast, because already our farmers are in huge distress. There is a lot of drought in our state of Andhra Pradesh. We want the government to keep up its whatever promises they have made to us, especially in the AP Reorganization Act. And madam, in the end, because there are a lot of new members from our party, we have limited time, so I want all other members also to get a chance.